Jennie, Ruby, album review. Let's talk about it.
This podcast is supported by Progressive, a leader in RV insurance. RVs are for sharing adventures with family, friends, and even your pets. So if you bring your cats and dogs along for the ride, you'll want Progressive RV insurance. They protect your cats and dogs like family by offering up to $1,000 in optional coverage for vet bills in case of an RV accident, making it a great companion for the responsible pet owner who loves to travel. See Progressive's other benefits and more when you quote RV insurance at Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pet injury is an additional coverage and subject to policy terms.
How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It Music Reviews Season 11. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Guys, it's a Wednesday night, and I wanted to drop an album review. Now look, I know what I said on Monday. I know I said I was like, I might not do an album review. We'll see how everything goes. And then, my week went like this, guys. I did an album review. We're doing an album review. I've listened to the album like 4 or 5 times now. The full album. I've gotten the full experience, guys. We're going to be doing an album review. If you don't know how album reviews work on this show, we're going to start off with my 3 points. We're going to start off with that, go over my 3 points, and then we will go over every single track off the album, and we will rate every single track off the album out of 5. And then we'll be giving my final score at the end. That's going to be out of 10. And I'll give you my final thoughts about the album too. So make sure, you get ready for this. We got a good album review, so get ready. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications. We're going to be dropping new content every day. And guys, Thursday night we will be back with new content. So get ready for that. Anyways, guys, let's get started talking about this goddamn album, Ruby. Ruby has been an album that I've been waiting for all the way back since, it's been like 3 or 4 months. It's been that fucking long. We've been waiting for this March release. I've been waiting for this album to come out. And I'm not going to lie, guys, I'm very, very surprised of how much I enjoyed this project. How surprised I was, to hear beat switch-ups or to, hear great vocal ability coming from Jennie in this album. I honestly, coming in with, my first expectations or expectations in general, I didn't really realize how probably good this album was going to be. Now, albums are not perfect. There's, I don't think I've ever reviewed a project on this podcast that has, a perfect album. Even Lisa's album was not perfect. Jisoo's album was not perfect. And, it's going to be the same thing for Rose's album when we cover that. And it's the same thing when we're going to be covering Jennie. Now, look, there is issues, and I will talk about those issues. But let's just have fun for now, because my first point is the production. I'm going to say this. The overall production of this project is so fucking good. There's just incidents where the beat switch-ups have me going, what the fuck am I even listening to? Moments where, it could just be a simple, chorded instrumental. It could just be a simple piano, and that's it. But no, they take these chords, they take this guitar, or they take this and, the producers, they sample these. They, make these instruments feel new, feel fresh to listen to. I love it how that piano, those dark synths that are, around this production, this whole entire album. And it just makes Ruby such an enjoyable experience. I think the production overall is so...
Empower! Claire is practicing her breathing for her upcoming yoga retreat in Bali. Has she ever done yoga before? No. But Claire worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Join our 19 million customers today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisor Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Om Namaste.
Are your ulcerative colitis symptoms proving difficult to manage? Tremfya guselkumab can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. At 1 year, many patients taking Tremfya achieved clinical remission, and some patients also achieved endoscopic remission. Individual results may vary. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor if Tremfya can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Watch the world's biggest tennis stars clash in the California desert at the BNP Paribas Open, live on Tennis Channel.
How do they get to these shots?
Tune in daily for exclusive first ball to last coverage from Indian Wells and witness all of the jaw-dropping action as the game's top men and women square off at one of the greatest events in sports. It's tennis magic you need to see to believe. The BNP Paribas Open, live on Tennis Channel and streaming on the Tennis Channel app.
Some of the best, some of the highlights production-wise, I will say, are not even coming really from the singles, all right? We got Damn Right. Damn Right has a lot to it. It has those R&B-centric background vocals. It has a lot to it. And, it has such a great production. I love how that beat is snappy. It feels good. And then tracks like Filter. Did I expect Filter to have like 5 beat switch-ups? I mean, holy fucking shit. And I will say this. Filter is an absolute fucking banger. So, I think overall, I really do enjoy the production of this album. Now, my second point, I will say features. Now, look, I think the features on this album are good. I think so. When I'm thinking about it, is the features, adding anything to the song? Is it adding anything to the project overall? I think so. Now, I will say a couple of features that I honestly didn't care for that much. It's going to be Childish Gambino. I'm just going to be honest, guys. I love the beginning. I love it when he's singing on this song. But that rapping, guys, it was offbeat. It was off this, and I just didn't like it. Dominic Fike, I think I said it in the Love Hangover review. Dominic Fike didn't add shit to the song. So there is a couple of features here that, I'm looking at this and I'm going, I'm not really messing with it that much. But, standouts, though, I will say, production like the intro with FKJ. It's a producer, I think. This guy right here, though, absolutely killed it with the production. Love his beat. What he added to the intro, I wish, Jennie rapped over it or something, But I think the features overall really do come together, and I think just a couple of features that I'm I don't really care for. But that's just my overall thoughts about this album. And we're not even done yet, because my final point of this album, I think JENNIE overall really killed it. For my final point is that I think JENNIE's vocal performance on this album shows that JENNIE can switch it up. JENNIE's got the variety. JENNIE's powerful vocals on, tracks like Starlight, or, powerful flows like Filter, or tracks like, Extra Large, where we see some of the best rapping ability from JENNIE to this date. And then, tracks like Handlebars that just have such great vocal ability, have such great singing. Mantra, that R&B section, just insane. Damn Right. I even like, what JENNIE said.
I'm Dr. Jen Ashton, your host for Season 2 of The Visibility Gap, a podcast presented by Cigna Healthcare. Throughout this season, we'll be tackling something vital, the women's health gap. We'll hear from real people and experts as we unpack important topics like maternal health, menopause, and heart disease. Listen in and download the new season wherever you get your podcasts.
Support comes from ServiceNow. We're for people doing the creative work they actually want to do. That's why this ad was written and read by a real person and not AI. You know what people don't want to do? Boring, busy work. Now with AI agents built into the ServiceNow platform, you can automate millions of repetitive tasks in every corner of your business, IT, HR, and more, so your people can focus on the work that they want to do. That's putting AI agents to work for people. It's your turn. Visit servicenow.com.
Sounds like on Damn Right too. So I think Jennie killed it overall. And, the only thing I'm going to say, we're going to talk about some negatives before we get into all the tracks. There is some negatives, though. Not album is all perfect, and here's some criticisms I am going to have to give. I'm going to say this. A lot of these tracks, like Start a War, or I'm going to say this, or The Way Up, I'm going to be real, guys. The Way Up too. Start a War and The Way Up. And then also FTS and then Starlight. I'm also going to probably say Soul City too. I think, hear me out, guys. I think a lot of these tracks, there's some really good stuff to it. Like Starlight. I like Starlight's switch-ups, the beat switch-ups. But vocal-wise of Starlight, I don't really like that much. And then tracks like Soul City, I don't like the vocal. I don't like the vocals at all with Soul City. I'm just going to be real. And then FTS is boring. I mean, that's just how it is. It's just fucking boring. And then Start a War's okay. The hook of Start a War, I really could care less about. I think the vocals on Start a War just don't really sound good. They just don't really sound good. They sound like it sounds like the auto-tune is like messing up with Start a War. And, and then The Way Up. The Way Up, I think I like the hook. I like the vocal abilities on the hook, but I was really trying to grab why I didn't like The Way Up that much. And I think it is just the verses. I don't think the verses are that good. The flow is not that good. And I don't think the vocal ability on The Way Up is not really that good. I like how I like how she's changing it up. I like how it's a little fun here. But, I'm not really liking. It's one of those things where, okay, you tried to do this, but please never do this again. It's definitely one of those things, You try something out, you try something a little bit new. Please never do this again, Jennie. I mean, holy shit. What was I listening to? But yeah, we'll get into that with all the track. We'll get into that with all, my thoughts about all these tracks. Starting now.
Can you feel it in the air? That sudden shift of mood? It's the perfect time to shed the winter blues and experience the revitalizing qualities of driving a Lincoln. It starts with the Lincoln Spring Sales Event. So step outside and visit your local Lincoln retailer or Lincoln.com for some seriously mood-enhancing offers on current and past Lincoln models. Your transformation awaits. Learn more at Lincoln.com.
This episode is brought to you by Prime Video. In the small town of Holland, Michigan, nothing is ever what it seems. Behind the tulip festivals and pretty houses lay dark secrets that threaten to tear a marriage apart. Nicole Kidman stars in this darkly twisted thriller about a wife and mother whose quest to uncover her husband's secrets may get her more than she bargained for. Holland, streaming on Prime Video March 27th.
Today, the beverage aisle looks a lot different than it used to. America's beverage companies are working together. We're delivering the options everyone wants. In fact, nearly 60% of beverages Americans buy have zero sugar. You'll find more variety than ever, including more of your favorites, now available with zero sugar. You'll also find more sizes and clear calorie information on the front of every can, bottle, and pack. We know when it comes to finding balance, the more choices, the better.
Guys, so we're going to go over every single track. There is 15 tracks. This is a 40-minute long project. This project is pretty short to finish. It's pretty nice to get into. It doesn't take that long. And honestly, I like it how it's that short. Really short to get into, so I really like the length of this project, so let's go over all these tracks. Starting off with the first track, Intro, Jane with FKJ. I like the beat. I like the little background effects. I like when this beat kicks in. I just wish there was a little something to this, but the intro is just going to give... It's not the best intro to an album. It's just okay. So I will give this like a 3 out of 5 for an intro. But the next track is Like Jenny, which I really do enjoy this track. I think Like Jenny just has a lot to it. That production absolutely hits. The flows on this, I love the flow switch-ups. I like how we have a little bit of a beat switch-up too. This is a great track. I'm going to give this an easy 5 out of 5. Start a War is okay. I like the intro, and then I like the verses, but the hook of Start a War, it's not that good. I think the problem with the hook is it's not really matching with the beat. This beat's really heavy on the drums. This beat's really heavy, and Jenny feels like she's falling behind with the hook. So Start a War is not the best. It's like a 3 out of 5. Handlebars, though, is featuring Dua Lipa. I really enjoyed this track. I love how Jenny and Dua Lipa are playing off of each other. I think overall, Handlebars just goes absolutely crazy. I love Dua Lipa on here. The production sounds really nice, too. This one's an easy 5 out of 5. The Way Up. Guys, The Way Up... I'm sorry. I really hate to be like this, but the first verse, that second verse too, the hook can't save everything. And I don't think the verses are that good on here. I'm just going to be real. This one's like a 2 out of 5. Extra Large featuring Doechii. I think this is the best performance. The best performance by Jennie. Love the rapping here. I love what she did. I mean, Doechii, she had a good flow switch up. She did her thing on here. But I really like what Jennie added to this song. Just such a fun hook. I love those background vocals, too, that just go absolutely insane. This was a fun track to keep replaying when I was listening to the album multiple times. This one's an easy 4 out of 5. Mantra. I really enjoy Mantra. We reviewed Mantra a long time ago. I mean, it's been a little bit, guys. It's been a few months. I really do still enjoy Mantra. Again, that R&B section. If that R&B section was just longer, this shit would be like a fucking 9 out of 10. I'm gonna give this track a 5 out of 5 though. I really enjoyed it. Love Hangover. I like the beginning of Love Hangover. I actually like the hook. I actually like the verse from Jennie too. I like what Jennie does on here. The song goes downhill though. I think the song goes downhill when Dominic Fike comes on here, because Dominic Fike, he tries, but I just don't think he can really rap. And then he's also flowing really bad on this beat. I mean, there's moments where it just feels like Dominic Fike is trying to fucking catch up. And hey, if you can't catch up, you're just not going to be a good feature. I'm just going to be real. I mean, if you're offbeat the whole fucking time, holy shit. 3 out of 5. Zen. Zen's a good track. No. I'm going to lie to y'all. I'm lying to y'all if I say Zen's a good track. Zen's a good track if you like that dark kind of Imagine Dragons feel. If you don't like it like I do, this track isn't for you. 3 out of 5. Damn Right, featuring Childish Gambino and Cal Uchis. I like what Cal Uchis did on here. She absolutely killed it. Love the vocals. I love the switch up that it brings to this song. Those background vocals. I love this beat. I love the drums. I love the R&B feel. Very biased towards R&B music, but I love the sound of this R&B. Jennie had such good vocals here, had such good singing. I like the flow what Jennie did here. Childish Gambino definitely ruined the fucking song at the end. I mean, what the hell was this rap verse? I mean, I guess I'm just not a Childish Gambino fan. I've never have been, I guess, and I never really cared for his music, and this is just one of those incidents, guys, where I listen to this song and I just go, don't really like this verse from Childish Gambino. I liked it when he was singing, but once he started rapping, yeah, that's where it definitely fell off for me, which is disappointing. But I'll give this track like a 4 out of 5. FTS, 2 out of 5. I mean, what was I even listening to? The beat, the vocal style. FTS just didn't have a lot to it. But the next track, though, Filter was a good track. I was surprised that there was so many beat switch-ups, and these beat switch-ups were actually done pretty well and actually added something to the track, which is kind of crazy. I mean, usually when there's this many beat switches, I'm like, so many beat switches. I mean, I feel like I'm listening to a K-pop group song that has like 20 members in it. But that's not what we got here, which I really do enjoy. I like how JENNIE is like riding on these beats. Every time this beat switches up, her flow switches up and just goes crazy. I think Filter's a great track, 4 out of 5. Soul City, yeah, I don't like Soul City, really. I don't like the vocal style of Soul City. I don't like the hook of Soul City. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to give this one like a 2 out of 5. Starlight, I think I like Starlight. I'm trying to think why I don't really like this that much. I'm going to say why. Of course, guys, I always am. But I think Starlight is it falls off. I think it has a strong start to it. I think it really does. But the problem is the auto-tune on Starlight is too fucking much. I mean, guys, when I can hear the auto-tune is like this robotic, this, that, and even if you're a good singer, even if you're a good singer like JENNIE is, I mean, there's still a problem with if you use too much auto-tune, and it sounds like a robotic mess, and that's what kind of Starlight is, a robotic mess. So, yeah, 2 out of 5. Decent start, but it fell off pretty quick. Twin, I really got frustrated when we got to Twin. My first time listening to this album, I was really frustrated because I was really loving how we had so much to the production. There were so many switch-ups. There was so much variety in this production. And then we got to Twin, and we kind of threw all of that production away for an acoustic instrumental, for an acoustic guitar fucking instrumental. Like, this is like a Taylor Swift song. And maybe I'm just biased because I think Taylor Swift can just do this type of song the best, and that's why Taylor Swift is this fucking big. But once again, guys, this song had to grow on me. It had to grow on me. At first, I was kind of mad. Not really mad, just like disappointed that this is the final track off the album. But it grew on me. Twin had to grow on me a little bit. I do like the Twin hook. I think the Twin hook's addicting. I think it can easily get stuck in your head because I think it's so damn simple. That's why it gets stuck in your fucking head. But, my original thoughts were this song was going to be like 1 out of 10 for me. I was going to be that petty and give this shit like a 1 out of 10, in my mind. But as I've gone back and I've listened to this song a few more times, I can appreciate the JENNIE singing on here. I can appreciate the vocal style on here. This song, though, is definitely not for me. But I did enjoy it. I did end up liking this song at the end. So I'll give this one like a 3 out of 5. Overall, guys, when we talk about Ruby, when we talk about this album overall, I really do enjoy this album. I'm so glad that, the K-pop, the biggest K-pop group in the world, has finally got to do their own stuff, has finally got to make their own music. And I think...
But
Patron, we craft our tequila using high-quality natural ingredients without additives. No sweeteners, no extracts, no secrets. In fact, Patron's secret ingredient is that we have no secret ingredients. Just 100% additive-free tequila, made with 100% Weber Blue Agave, water, and thyme. Patron, 100% additive-free tequila. Visit patrontequila.com to learn more. The perfect way to enjoy Patron is responsibly. Copyright 2025, imported by Patron Spirits Company, Coral Gables, Florida. Tequila 40% ABV.
Halliday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated Weed Whacker Guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength Halliday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Halliday. Halliday, bring it on.
BTW, FYI. Visit Nexplanon.com RN to learn about Nexplanon. It's an adjustable implant, 68 milligrams radiopaque. Or ask your HCP IRL. Okay, TTYL.
You know, despite all my criticisms, guys, despite all the songs that I didn't really like, I think this is overall a pretty decent album. A pretty decent solo album. This has a lot to it. It has a lot of different styles to it. And especially if you didn't listen to any of the singles leading up to this album, you're going to have such a fun time listening to this project. I think JENNIE, Ruby, I think this album's great. You know, there is definitely some issues. You know, I don't like the ending. I don't even like the intro of the album that much. But I think, you know, all of these tracks come together. All this production comes together to deliver such a great project to listen to. And, you know, I think the only problem with this album is that there was too many singles being released. I think, you know, too many singles, and then, you know, only being a 14-track album, a lot of the singles are going to take a lot of the weight off. So that's my only thing is, but if you didn't even listen to the singles, you know, you're going to have such a great time listening to this. So overall, I think Ruby was a fun experience, a fun listening experience, and I think you'll enjoy this album if you listen to it. Just don't go in like I did. I went in kind of expecting, I guess I went in expecting a little bit more, and yeah, I don't know. I went into a little bit expecting more, and I did get a little disappointed, and that's, I guess, on me. But yeah, don't go in expecting like I did, but I think for all the tracks that are here, there is definitely some highlights. There definitely is some fun here. But guys, you know, my score has to be honest. My score has to reflect what I heard, what I listened to, what I enjoyed. And, you know, I'm not going to lie. I had more fun listening to the Lisa album. So I'm going to have to give this album a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10, what'd y'all think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. Guys, thank you so much for listening. If you're on Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys. I'll see y'all later. You have a good one. Bye.